guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is another granny rant. Basically, a granny rant is where I let my inner 80-year-old woman out and just let her air her grievances with the world about things that probably don't bother other people as much as they bother me. The topic of this week's granny rant is how to be a human being that lives in an apartment complex, because apparently some people have an issue with this. I don't really feel like anything that I'm about to say is going to be controversial. A lot of it's pretty much common sense, but apparently some of it needs to be said because I've experienced some very strange things living in an apartment. The first topic I'm going to talk about is pets. Now, understand that I love animals, okay? I'm a big dog person, not huge on cats, but if you have a cat, cool, you do you. You know, goldfish, fine. Hamsters, whatever. Like, if you have a pet, great. But there are some things that pet owners, especially dog owners, just need to do. Example one, if you have a dog, it's gonna need to poop, okay? And when you take it outside to poop, you need to pick up its poop. I was coming home from work the other day and I saw a girl out there walking her two bulldogs, which were, by the way, adorable, and they just pooped in a very commonly used area in my apartment complex, and she just stood there, watched them do it, and walked away. Not cool. Oh my gosh, like, I have stepped in dog poop before. Not okay. I'm just saying that if you're not responsible enough to pick up your dog's poop when it poops in a public place, then like maybe you're not ready for a dog. The second thing I'm going to mention about dogs is I understand that you need to let your dog outside sometimes, you know, keep it on your porch, whatever, during the day, that's fine. But if you know your dog barks a lot, don't leave it outside throughout the whole night. I have a neighbor who leaves her dog out on the porch like all night sometimes, and I cannot sleep. I can't, oh my God, I just... So basically what I'm trying to say is if you live in an apartment and you have a pet, just be a good pet owner. Next topic I'm going to talk about is music. Now, this is pretty self-explanatory. If you live in an apartment, don't play super loud music all the time. Like, you know what? You do you in your own apartment. I'm not trying to tell you what you can and can't do in your own space. I'm just saying maybe don't play your music super loud at like 3 a.m. because I don't know that many people that are always awake at 3 a.m. Like, you might have a night job or your sleep schedule might be different from mine, but I'm just saying, like, middle of the night is generally not a great time to be playing really loud music. And come on, let's be real. Your 700 square foot apartment does not need the biggest, loudest, most high-tech speakers that you could possibly get at Best Buy. It just doesn't. This kind of leads into another topic that I want to talk about, and that is passive-aggressive note leaving. Now, I have to admit that I have several times considered leaving a note on a neighbor's door to kind of air my grievances in a very anonymous and safe way because I don't know my neighbors that well and I don't really want to get all up in their business about something and yell at them if they're going to, I don't know, stab me. But I thought about it and I reconsidered. I'll tell you why. If you truly do have a problem with somebody in your apartment complex, just knock on their door and very calmly talk to them about it. Don't get all up in their face. Just say, hey, listen, I live next door and sometimes you play your music really loud at night and I wish maybe you would stop. And if that doesn't work for some reason, then fine. Take the next step, get in touch with the management, but come on, there is no place for passive-aggressive notes ever in the world, ever. Moving on now to the parking lot. Now, I am not really a fan of parking lot driving, like anytime. Basically, if I'm in the car in a parking lot, I hate the pedestrians. If I'm a pedestrian in the parking lot, I hate the drivers. So it's kind of a lose-lose for me when it comes to parking lots, but I will say there are some basic things that people need to not do in parking lots, and I have two very good examples of these things. First and foremost, and pretty much intuitively, you should not drive like an asshole in the parking lot. There is a guy that lives in my apartment complex that comes roaring up and he's probably going like 40 miles an hour in the parking lot, honking his horn the whole time to make sure people get out of his way. I'm not kidding. That is a real human being that lives on this planet. I'm pretty sure that if he were to run over a child or a dog, he would probably like, well, I honked and they didn't move. I'm serious. This guy, I mean, oh my God. And secondly, parking spaces, I understand, can sometimes be a little bit hard to come by in an apartment complex parking lot, but don't park like a hole. I have an even more concrete example of this in the form of a photo. I just want everyone to pause for a moment and look at this. Do you see this? The black car is mine, okay? And the other car is a neighbor's. I literally had to crawl in from the passenger side and get into the driver's side and then back out so slowly with it was a 1,000,000-point turn because they were parked so close to me that my mirrors would have hit their mirrors if I had just backed out. And the final thing I'm going to discuss is the gym. If your apartment complex has a gym rules apply to that gym, okay? It's not like a home gym where you can do whatever you want. You have to be aware of the other humans that live in apartments that are around you. Here's a great example of something that I have experienced at my apartment gym. These women came in one time, there were 2 of them, and they walked over to the free weights, picked up they took several trips, but they took probably half of the free weights in the gym outside so they could work it outside. But then that meant that everyone inside couldn't use them. I mean, am I being really judgmental here, or are these things that I'm talking about things that human beings should not do? Alright, so that is my video for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of me. I'm going to go do some knitting and have some tea, so y'all eat your vegetables and I'll see you in the next week's video. Bye.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this is crazy.